There's the FBI headquarters. This giant brutalist building right here. I feel like the stoplights must be timed exactly so that I hit every single red light as a pedestrian. It seems sus. Another restaurant permanently closed. I don't remember what restaurant it was. A lot of things have permanently closed lately. Well, there's Foodz Theater, the original Foodz Theater, where Abraham Lincoln was killed by John Wilkes Booth, and the house across the street where he was taken after he died, or I guess where he died. Sirens. Always sirens in DC. Saks here is a big sale. It's interesting seeing how many people in cars are out and about amid everything else going on right now. This is not a typical DC workday, but it's more active than I've seen it at times lately. There's the JW Marriott. There's big hotels here. Once again, I've hit a pedestrian red light here. And again, there's the Ronald Reagan complex over there. And Freedom Plaza over here. It's one of the statues that at one point had a lot of graffiti on it. At least the birds are out. They seem happy to be out and about. I would say it's a nice day. It's pretty hot. A little bit of breeze. DC summer will get a lot worse. And another red light, but this time we can cross. There's a view down toward the Capitol Dome. It's pretty. Trump Hotel tower there, and then looking straight down this axis of Pennsylvania Avenue toward the Capitol Dome, across Freedom Plaza here. Right. Fountains are off though. And then looking back this way, I guess you would be able to see the White House through there if the Treasury Department building weren't in the way. Pretty massive building blocking this access to the White House. Alright, we should get a green light here momentarily. Alright. Wide streets. People out on bikes. Willard Hotel over here. Alright. And we're going to take a quick look at the World War I Memorial, which has recently reopened. There's a sculpture, a statue of General Pershing, General of the Armies, World War I. They've got the two fronts of World War I there over on the wall. Pershing, which is foot there. The western front of World War I. We don't know a lot about World War I, people. And then I guess it's a pretty good synopsis of the war, if we had time to linger and read it. On April 6, 1917, the United States entered World War I with few regular forces. The task of training and transporting an effective army to fight in France was formidable. The U.S. Navy, acting swiftly to combat the German submarine menace, dispatched fighting ships and aircraft to European waters simultaneously. It began the organization of convoys for hundreds of thousands of troops to undermine the tremendous work of organizing the American expeditionary forces. General Pershing landed in France in 1917. And the German armies launched a series of powerful attacks on the Western Front. All right, then the memorial itself down here is recessed, I guess, to reflect the idea of being in a trench, like in trench warfare of World War I. And I guess there's going to be some kind of big sculpture that goes here that has not yet been either finished or installed. And then there's this water feature which goes around, and from this scroll, I guess let's water down, see some troop imagery here. I feel like it would be not terribly hard to jump across this, but for fear of not making it when it's soaked, I won't. Oh, bird. They were mortal, but they were unconquerable. This is Willa Cather, famous author. My Antonia, among other books. Never before have men crossed the seas to a foreign land to fight for a cause which they did not pretend was peculiarly their own, but knew was the cause of humanity and of mankind. President Woodrow Wilson quote there. Oh, there's the Washington Monument poking through here on the backside. And we got more text. Whether our lives and our deaths were for peace and a new hope or for nothing, we cannot say. It is you who must say this. They say, we leave you our deaths. Give them their meaning. We were young, they say. We have died, remember us. Interesting quote. And then there's the Willard Hotel. This is the Bald Eagle. Across the way here we have a monument to General Sherman from the Civil War. Of course, it's almost always inaccessible. It's part of the security area for the White House here, which is a shame, I guess, for General Sherman. His memorial is not accessible. There's the Treasury Department right there, backside. kind of shields the White House in the east wing of the White House back there, which is the First Lady's quarters, among other things. It's the Hotel Washington. Here as we make the long walk alongside the Treasury Department here. But at any rate, yeah, the other side of the Treasury building is the White House. We've got some of downtown DC here on our right. White House grounds sprawl for a long way, and I guess at one point they had some of the called the unscalable fencing even in this area. Tour of the Treasury. But fencing's been reduced, which is good to see. On our right over there is the Old Ebbitt Grill, famous restaurant here in DC, a lobbying hotspot. Good oyster happy hour, trout parmesan, things like that. Treasury Department. In the front, we're coming up on Pennsylvania Avenue here, which in normal times you would be able to walk along there in front of the White House, but not for a long time. So some of these protests and everything began last year, but you usually could walk like right along there, all the way across. Nice little walk, actually, back in the day. This is New York Avenue, on access from the White House there.
You too, bro. Okay. Enjoy your lunch, brother. Yeah, I will. Thank you. Take care, bud. See you, man.
As you can guess, we're only a block or two from the White House here. I guess this is usually a pretty upscale part of DC with pretty high dollar real estate. The Cheesecake Factory, seriously? It used to be a really interesting little bar there on the corner. It's going to replace the Cheesecake Factory. Imagine that. Across here, the top edge of Lafayette Square, or Lafayette Park, which is sort of behind these buildings here. There's H Street. H Street has been ground zero for Black Lives Matter protests for a very long time. So we're gonna, I guess, try to walk along there. See if we can find anything. Come on. See how they just tuck these skinny little modern buildings right next to this history.